from what you want to achieve, but you have to be alerted so that to solve the problem you have to identify it. You can't solve the problem if you haven't identified it. You see. So I'm also a spiritual person. I believe I'm a spiritual person. So I believe that somewhere in the spiritual realms, like I feel like there are things binding us, and so much we need God to set free from those things. Or you may not see them. You might think you be confused what's happening in my life, but life is deeper than we think. It's deeper than we see. You see, the eyes can. They say the eyes are to deceive sometimes. What you see is not always what you get.
So tell me about what you see in that cup then.
Which one? This cup?
Yeah.
No. With this cup.
Sorry.
Okay, thank you.
Sure. No. He said it.
Not that I'm seeing, not that I have something specific with this cup, but also from the inspiration, like there are those people in prison. There are people in prison, and those people, when you get arrested in our communities, what I've experienced, when you get arrested, everyone starts to look down. Everyone, when they look at you, they see you have no future. It's finished. You see, you get locked away. But then if you go into prison, those people, to God, those people still matter. You shouldn't judge a book by its cover. We all make mistakes. You see. So just because I've been cuffed before, or I'm cuffed, doesn't mean I can't make it out of that thing.
Okay.
Even if I may be in prison, because I grew up believing with that belief in me. If I get arrested, it's finished. Life is completely finished. It's done. You see, I grew up with that belief. And if you really look in the communities, if you get arrested, people see you as a nobody. You see, they see you as a nobody. And if you notice now, those people who have gone to the prisons, they come back and instead of rebuilding their lives, you can say those people are hopeless. The only thing they are interested in it's and the thing that is mostly destroying them is knowing the way the other people looks at them. They focus on that. You see. So yeah, that's my story about chains, and it may be deeper than I'm explaining to you now, or I can explain in words to you. I'm an artist, I can't really explain with words, but I know what I mean. I know what I mean. I know what the art piece stands for and things like that. So
And I see it in there and in your pieces over here. Also the chains.
yeah, I see this one. This one I call it oneness in difference of diversities. This one, if you can notice here, you get different textures. You see, this one is a shack, this one is a heart, the material of a heart. If you read history, you know that Zulu tribes, Xhosa tribes, when they used to build their houses, they used to use those straws like this one. Yeah, if you can notice this, that material, this is the same material as that one. You see, so and others they build with mud bricks, and they use mud, cow dung, mix it with mud to make their to plaster. Instead of using cement, they use mud mixed with cow dung to make their it's more like a concrete to them to protect their walls from the rains, so that it can stand strong through all the seasons of the year. And these ones break more advanced people, So if you go into Africa, you meet people, you see they use the green sticks to use houses. All different cultures, we use different things to build houses. If you go before we got colonized, we used to build in different Now, if you go to Zimbabwe now, there's the brick houses. If you come to South Africa, brick houses, America, brick houses. It's like now we're the same. You see, now those cultures, we're no longer that much bound to build with, because we didn't have much knowledge, you see, before. So now I'm saying here, my message about this one is that even though we come from different cultures, from different diversities, we are still one. We shouldn't let those cultures, those diversities separate us as humans, as people. We are still one. Because if you look inside, you don't see those different textures there. You see, it's only the thing outside, because we are one. We should look deeper into ourselves, as humans, as people. Like, there's so much I can learn from you. Though you are not a Xhosa and I'm a Xhosa, there's so much that you can learn from me, you see. But if we can set those differences aside, cast them aside, you'll see that the differences don't really matter. You see. So that's the message of this one: oneness in difference of diversities. Don't focus on the things you see outside. As I said before, eyes can sometimes deceive you. You see.
And the name of this one was?
Oneness in difference of diversities.
And to find oneness, we need to embrace our diversity.
Yeah, you see?
Beautiful.
That's the way it goes. And this one, I'm pointing people to nature, that nature matters a lot. Because my message here, as you can see, these are roots, this part, and then this is a stem, you see, of a tree, but it's been cut down. You see a squirrel there carrying the thing that squirrels eat.
Yeah, the nut.
Yeah, the nut. So this little fella, he went out to fetch some food for himself. And when he came back, the tree was gone. You see? The tree is gone. So now he has no home. It's a wandering squirrel now. You see, it's a lost squirrel now. He's confused. He knows my spot is here. This is my spot. But now the home is no longer there. So I'm saying, pay attention to nature. Nature matters a lot than you would think. And also, there's so much that we can learn from nature. So much that we can learn from nature. Even the Bible is this, it mentions an ant. You see an ant. It mentions an ant. It says you can learn so much from the ant. The ant, all year long, it works, prepares for winter. So that when winter comes, those little guys, they have enough food stored. They don't need to come outside to risk their lives. They prepare. You see, they prepare for winter, for their challenges before the challenges get to them. You see, like what we're doing now. You see, trying to fight this pandemic disease. We have to be inside our houses, but though this one, it came like we weren't expecting it.
And to build resilience for that is we didn't plan for it.
We didn't plan for it.
So now
it's hard now to we're taking every means possible to survive it. But we're struggling, we're suffering.
But then we can plan by growing food. We can boost our immunity. We can embrace our differences.
Yeah.
As this shows us, and the message that you're keeping is to take care of nature.
Yes, sir.
And what's the impact of us cutting trees?
Yeah.
And to know our chains, know our differences.
Yes, sir.
So we can find oneness.
Yes,
beautiful.
Sir. Yes, sir. And also, you see, this one kind of connects with this one. This one I call a helping hand. You see, so that one kind of connects with that one. Because if you see here those different textures, you find this green part. This is all nature. You see, you find rocks, you find trees, you find shrubs, water. You see, and then this other hand, because these are two hands holding each other, and we're not holding each other. The one holding is this one, the green one. So if you notice this one, the textures, you see an elephant there without a horn. You see, here you find a rhino without a horn. You see, you find lost papers, lost things. You find dead fishes, polluted water. As you can see, the dead fishes there if you look closer. You see, and then you find those chimneys there, factories polluting the air. You see. So now my message here is that there's a lot we can learn from nature. Because if you're noticing here, this other hand is dying, but still, if you go to town, though we as humans are ruining nature, though we are destroying nature in some ways, destroying nature, maybe not aware, and some of us are aware that we are destroying nature, you see, but then we still keep on destroying it. But if you notice, go to town, sit next to the beach, you still see birds, they fly around us, they come closer to us, we still see animals, the trees keep on growing. Nature is still holding, like, nature is not backing off from us saying, let's see how you'll survive, because you're destroying me as nature, you see. But nature doesn't do that way, you see. Though we are ruining nature, but nature is like still holding on, like still, you see. As you can see, this other hand is it's powerless. If you take a closer look, it's powerless. It's not holding. This one is holding it. So in some way, I can say it's also, in other ways, I can say it's also teaching us how to love. You see, how to love. Because if you notice, reality is you only love those who love you. What about those who hate you? Is that true love? You can't say that's true love if you only love those who love you. What benefit does it have for you? Like, you can't feel, if you love me only because I benefit you with something, there's something wrong with your love. You see, there's something wrong with your love. But if you love me, even if I hate you, even if I can spit on your face, now that's different love. That's true love. That's real love. You see, there's so much I can admire from that. You can even save me. You can even change me if you can love me, though I have that much hatred for you. You see, you can save me. Like, love is powerful. True love is powerful than we can imagine and than we can understand.
Sure.
True love is so powerful. Love will always overcome hatred, always. But then we always fail to show love. We always fail to show love. If you hate me, I'm like,
Love is a healer.
Love is a healer. Love is deep. I can't really explain love. You know, there's a song that says, "The love of God is greater far than tongue of man can ever tell." It goes beyond the highest sky and reaches to the lowest hell. You see, reaches to the lowest hell to save a soul. That's God's love. You see, that person who wrote that song, if you go into the internet, you search the history of that guy who wrote that poem. That poem was found in a mental institution. You see, that person got mentally ill trying to explain the love of God. You can't explain it. It's beyond our explanation. You see, he's saying you can, he was saying you can take, you see those little stripes of those little pieces of grass. You take each grass, you write in a space as wide as the sky, using a ink as lots of as much as an ink like the sea. You could never, like, you are still so far from explaining the love of God, though you can fill so much space explaining the love of God. So that person got mentally ill trying to explain the love of God. So you see now how different God is from us people. You see, from us as humans. Like, I'd say the world really needs, the thing that the world needs is love, real love, true love, genuine love. That's what the world needs. I think if we can manage to get that love, we can conquer anything.
Like the virus.
Like the virus.
The virus could be here to show us that power.
To show us that it's what we need. And according to my belief, you see, diseases, they come because of sin. Sin is what brings diseases. Because if you go back to history, if you go back to the Bible, Genesis, as it explains where men come from, how man was created. You see, it was the man was, they didn't know that they were naked. they lived in the glory of God. You see, they didn't struggle with anything. They had power to rule over everything, and insects, animals, birds, everything, before the fall of man. But when man sinned, then came diseases, came death, came everything, every suffering, because every sin can't go unpunished. You see, so we had to suffer because of sin, or suffering because of sin, and that is what is teaching us now. I can say this disease is teaching us something, that we have some way turned our backs on God. Now we don't care about God anymore. We just live the way we want to live. So if then that's how we are going, it's also it's we are bound to receive more diseases like these ones. You see, because as I said before, to find the solution, to solve your problem, you have to identify it. Now, if you're going to say you are looking for a solution without identifying your problem, it's a problem. That's a problem. You see, so now to beat many diseases that maybe are to come, maybe disease is more dangerous than this one. We have to find the problem. Where are we failing as people? Like, life is deeper than we think, as I said. Deeper than we think.
Beautiful, Muddy. So we did a video of this, so you can now mention your name and where you live and what this place is about. So anyone who watches this video,
okay, the name is Mati, surname Rita, full name is Matotan. I'm in Zwelihle Armanas, in a place called Zwelihle Youth Cafe. Zwelihle, yes, Zwelihle Youth Cafe is Zwelihle Youth Cafe. Here we are running different enterprises in the center. It's a community center, and I particularly run a studio here. I'm an artist, and this is my studio. I'm the artist. So there's a lot that we're doing here. Like, currently we are helping the communities, our communities, supplying them with food during this pandemic disease, because this has caught us as people off guard. So now we are, by the help of the Giving Hearts, like Food for Love, we are serving our community, helping them so that they don't go to bed without something in their stomachs. You see, so that's what we are doing now currently. I don't have time to art now. We have to put the community first, but then I'm not the one. It's God's grace. Yeah, that's God's grace, because I can't say it's us doing this as humans. You see, but it's God looking after His people. Yeah, I think all the glory should go to God.
Beautiful.
Yeah.
Great. Thanks for sharing that powerful message.